Hi guys, it's Evelyn from Twin Flames 3344. This is just a quick review of the Divine Masculine for yesterday's read, the 24th, and today, the 25th. And then I have another one I still have to post that's a combined read from today for the Masculine and Divine Feminine, and I'll pull oracle cards on that read, okay? So quickly, this is for the Divine Masculine. First, starting with August 24th. The read started with Majors of the Chariot and Justice cards. There were 2 Wands, 3 Pentacles, 3 Cups, and 1 Sword. And the court cards were the Knight of Wands, the Queen of Pentacles, and the Knight of Swords. So if you hear me talk about other characters, it's because they were in the clarifying and the mini deck cards, okay? And the numbers 5 came up. But also the Divine Masculine yesterday got 3 Wands, 3 Aces. That's a big deal. Okay, so that's a whole lot of new beginning. The codes had to do with parenting. And it was actually bringing up that the Divine Feminine would deal with the circuit of energy right now, while the Divine Masculine is busy parenting. Okay, so the Divine Feminine is wise with their energy while he parents right now. Okay, especially these emotions of the full moon. Yeah. All right, so it starts with the Knight of Wands. So for the Divine Masculine, the Knight of Wands gets busy blocking emotions after destiny of dysfunctional family and rejection, and this is yesterday. Spying to get satisfaction at an institution with a messenger of truth attacking the Knight of Wands, and stressing out. So the Divine Masculine bows down to a Divine Feminine gracefully, releasing self from making any decisions at the present moment. And the True Love card comes up, which is really, one of the nicest cards in the deck. Divine Masculine is out with girls, exposing love to casual sex without judgment. Okay, so this could be, he could be out with girls, any girls. It could be his kids, it could be people he works with, it could be a partner. Okay. But maybe just having a talk with the Divine Feminine to just kind of feel out her views on things in relationship. Also, nature is coming up, so it might be a hike or something. Old emotions are growing moss, basically, hanging out for so long. The King of Wands sees a way out through dumping emotions, or the King of Wands sees a way out through dumping emotions or going to the bathroom. Somebody might be constipated. And finding courage again. The Queen of Pentacles as the Divine Feminine, and again, these are not your signs. So if the Queen of Pentacles comes up in these readings, it's not because it has to be an earth sign. It's representative of someone who's very grounded, okay, and is very stable right now. Okay. So the Queen of Pentacles recently has no more fight, just impatience. The foundation for the Divine Masculine is waiting for 5D communication after manifesting the devil energies, so negative energies coming up, in their head, thinking thoughts again. Centrally, there's some passion after divorce and holding on loosely, exposing their butt to steal energy. So they may be putting their butt on the line for something. There's a challenge for the Divine Masculine of loss, not seeing what's right there in front of him. The worst is over, dumping love, sexually frustrated, wanting to have sex with their twin, but avoiding epiphanies. So now, and again, this was yesterday, in the head and heart of the Divine Masculine, they're boldly moving forward to take a sip, to try that love out, to invite healing for a big move of the Queen of Wands, and this was coming up as Leo, needing courage. He wants to burn the past with the twin, so the past with the twin, in order to start new. No more avoiding, crossing their feet and hoping to die. They're feeling that angelic energy, finding peace in sex, and getting wish of ending pain, no matter how hard it might be. So they're willing to put in the work, the effort. Soon the scales of balance, after the King of Wands is exhausted in a move, so some may be moving, with a pile now that he must unpack, okay? So he is the messenger of truth. Some may be feeling like they're in their bubble phase again, wanting to reignite the fires with the twin. Defending truth with backup to a liar, maybe lying to themselves, with negative self-talk. So whereas they're being truthful, they may slip back into these moments of negative self-talk. But also I was getting a battle of 3 air signs causing destitution. Like 3 different people who are all air signs, or may have air in their makeup. I was getting it is safe to love for the Divine Masculine. Around him looms a new life after the Empress and the King of Pentacles come into alignment with clarity. The Divine Masculine needs to clear blocks of self-love, hiding and stressing, and feeling attacked and crying. And parenting comes up very strongly for the Divine Masculine yesterday. Discussing where to go with kids, what's okay for them to see. So there may be some secrets about the relationship that are coming out to the kids now from the parents. And also for the parents deciding what's okay for them to know and what's not okay for them to know. Justice of the King of Wands is exposed. Passion at work. The King of Wands could be also a master manipulator of justice, of the justice system. So it could be a lawyer as well coming up here involved. Divorce was coming up. Dumping old emotions to move on to dreams, and the Queen of Wands must choose a path. So I was getting like in a relationship, it could be the Divine Feminine, but it also can be the karmic, needing to choose a path. So someone's divorcing, like the Divine Masculine is divorcing his karmic. He's trying to be patient and helping the karmic get situated into a job first if they're not working, that kind of thing. So the Knight of Wands is waiting for a 5D message. To start a new life. The Queen of Pentacles is passionate new beginning after loss, balancing love in a bold move to divorce and marry. So there could be on both sides, divorce and all that kind of stuff going on right now, and some Divine Masculines and Feminines definitely coming together, or working out a situation to which they'll be able to do that. Okay, and then on the 25th, today, the Divine Masculine's reading for today, and again, today's August 25th, 2018, the 25 is the Knight of Wands, so it's very much about that passionate energy. You know, getting your energy back on the move, and Mars goes direct on Monday, so this week's going to be a big push forward. The day adds up to 44, which is the 4 of Cups. It's that dissatisfaction and boredom energy, you know, kind of feeling sorry for yourself, but it's also a very necessary evil. The 4 of Cups I've come to know as a grounding and integration card. So the reason for boredom is to ground and integrate. After you've gone forward or learned or expanded, you now need still time to integrate and ground this information. So there's a very important time for that. So for the Divine Masculine read today, the major arcana that came up was Karma, which is judgment in this deck, and the Hanging Man. And there were 3 swords, 4 cups, which is a lot of cups for the Divine Masculine. So 1 wand and 1 pentacle. The court cards were the Queen of Swords, the Page of Cups, the Knight of Cups, and the Knight of Swords. So again, 2 knights. So 2 knights is Mars direct. That's on Monday. So it's warning you, you know, the energy's shifting direction this week. And also where the Divine Masculine yesterday got 3 wands, got 2 wands today. So big new beginnings for the Divine Masculine. The numbers 3, 11, and 13 also came up for the Divine Masculine. And the message was about 3 circuits. And it could be circus just came up as well, because that energy came up today as well. But 3 circuits having to do with an urgent change of emotions, and that would sync with the full moon energies. I also looked some things up that came up with this. it's definitely about an urgent change of emotions at this full moon. And it has to do with 3 circuits. When I looked these things up, I was getting all different things. One of them were 3 types of breast cancer: the triple negative, the ER positive, and the HER2 positive. Also, this was great, John Lennon's entry came up, Give Peace a Chance, the YouTube from October 8, 2009. The Social Security Handbook, 1513, came up, as well as information about the 3 Kingdoms period of one of the Han dynasties. Okay, so this was, I don't know, around 220, I think it was. Also, just randomly, Janie on Instagram came up, and I think it was in German, I'm not sure, but it seemed like a German language. And then Shia LaBeouf from ER, from 2000 episode, Darnell Smith and Abbey Road, I guess that's the title of the episode. But it just happened to say, once spent 3 days non-stop watching his own movies in a theater, which he filmed himself. So you might be doing movie marathons by yourself or with your twin. And then cups came up on both entries that I made, chalices actually. I had 2 chalice entries. Some were church supplies and Catholic companies. And then also coffee mugs and teacups came up from Crate and Barrel. And also an article came up about genes again. And it's amazing how I'll get scientific information all the time, and it's always about genes. It could be about a million things in science, but every time I get guided, it ends up being something about genes, or something that's definitely related to what we're looking at. So it wasn't something I would understand, but it came up. Also, an Oriental energy power supply company came up, which connects back to the Han Dynasty. So something about the Orient's coming up. And I was actually just looking at, you know, the mountain in Tibet that I brought up, as well as the Sphinx. And this power supply company, it was a instruction manual for a power supply frame or a power supply unit. So in starting up with this read, so it starts out with patience and alchemy for the King of Wands to confess to lover the joy he truly feels. So there's union with options to ground the tree of life over the King and Queen of Cups. What things that they love to do that will help bridge the gap. And there's a reconciliation. So this could be a divine masculine, divine feminine. It also could be a divine masculine coming to get back together with a karmic. He walked away from avoiding what he was putting the divine feminine through to expose his love for the divine feminine. So he's walking away from the avoidance, okay? Like if they knew what the divine feminine was feeling from them when they're with somebody else, he's now not ignoring that anymore. So before he would have just lied about and said that he doesn't feel anything, which they probably all have the whole time, but not wanting to admit it, because then they'd have to, you know, it wouldn't be right for them to be with somebody else. So they had to lie to themselves, right? So creativity was coming up. He knows he was a fool to move away, clinging to the present circumstances. Now he is present with the Queen of Cups in his heart. He is awakened to push his boundaries, unsatisfied, now wanting real love and not budging on that. So he's creating boundaries for himself. Recently, the Queen of Swords pulled the switch after destiny became more realistic for her. The Truth, trying to catch pieces in the fall. So it could be literally trying to clean up still, but also could be catching some of the pieces will come together in the fall. And choose a path having to do with a secret bridge to peace, but getting stuck due to the energy drain that he's experiencing. In the center, he's trying to be wise after the injustice of being dumped. So some divine masculines may have just been dumped also. Impatient to steal away, to relight or reignite the fire with their divine feminine. To reignite romance. Challenged by new love. Some divine masculines might not be able to focus at work or just working too much. Or stand their ground with others and taking over when their world is falling apart, weak from not getting along at work and or third party through work, romancing their dream girl intimidating her into a connection of passion. But now the Divine Masculine's heart's being cracked wide open, so they're feeling the heart expansion, to offer something healthy after jealousy of looking back. He's in a prison of deception, no message or news of quitting bad habits at work, getting real, giving up extra activities, and being still, wanting to burn the past with their twin and connect more fully as she leans on her truth of ex conflict, or his conflict with his ex, or even a Leo new love with the Divine Masculine, but knowing that his Divine Feminine's in there too with that energy. The King of Cups is leading the way. Soon family happiness after a long battle, frustration, and fighting or conflict. He is the Knight of Cups. Split with family, jealous and not expressing, having upper hand in pain cycles, holding passion back. Codependency and past life relationship came up for the Divine Masculine. Wanting to offer love. Around him, the Queen of Swords, or third-party twin, is wounded deeply. He's aware of this. The Divine Masculine needs to clear blocks of giving up control to God, healing insecurities, stockpiling things, and he needs to focus on financial discipline right now. The truth of air sex, or the 5D sex. The King of Cups leads to meet passionate friend in a new love with twin, to give and receive, but blocking the truth of the 5D sex. So it's saying when the Divine Masculine does come forward in some of these connections, to not expect them to give up the truth of everything, because they may not be willing to expose what they know. To just allow them slowly to open up to you and have compassion for what they have been through. Messenger of Truth sending messages to Emperor. Messenger of Truth sending messages to Emperor. Prisoner of Love, coming out before new life to start over. Dumping the Queen of Wands reversed, who may be vengeful and mad, or just really exhausted. Rising above to accept love from the Queen of Cups, so the Divine Feminine. So, in summary, alchemizing the truth with an offer of love to a wounded Queen of Swords. It could be the Queen of Cups too. It just depends on the time of the emotion. So one is the positive, loving energy of the Divine Feminine. The other is the wounded, mourning Divine Feminine. Hanging out in love with the family, offering. So hanging out in love with their family, offering the rest up to God, cracking their heart wide open to the 5D Emperor. Okay. So these are some of the energies. The Divine Masculine also got the number 88, 1117 came up, 1221. And then just a reminder too, to get some practical things might be coming up right now that you've forgotten to do, to take care of them. And just your regular practical things that in this journey sometimes are very difficult to take care of because it's not where you want to be at all. But you might want to remember to take care of some bills or make some phone calls that you've forgotten about. I have one more read I'm going to do. This is a combination read for the Divine Masculine and Divine Feminine from today, and I'll pull oracle cards with that read as well. Okay? Rise and be loved, guys. Bye.